All right, there you go. So now, why do they want to work with us? Is because we provide them with good talent. But the truth is that even if you provide them with good talent, they want that talent to be available to them reliably. And we provide facilities for that. So, so that's basically it. We've delivered over 300,000 work hours to companies in Tennessee, Chicago, Ottawa, Toronto, Leeds, in the UK. So, well, that's what we do. Now, as a result of the work that we do, that allows us to see certain things and learn certain insights that that we will be sharing, and that's why I can share what I know. We've helped we've helped these global businesses design their job descriptions. We've helped them find talent. We've helped them sit in the interviews and interview people. So this is why we know what works. We know what makes a good candidate. We know why they would be interested in someone or why they would not be interested in someone. And that's because we've been doing this now. I think in February or so, we'll be 2 years old. You people won't clap for us. We'll be 2 years old, but we've been doing this for all that time, and we've been learning stuff. And that's what, thank you, Talia. Talia is the only nice person on this call. Everybody else is not happy that we're 2 years old. So, but anyway, we've been putting together, thank you, Victoria. Thank you. So anyway, so we've been putting together these things. Now, one of the things that you need to understand is that I understand that a lot of people in Nigeria, because of the scarcity mentality for a lot of people, they think that okay, what's the catch? Here's the thing. For the demand that we have, we do not have enough talent to meet that demand. So that's why we are doing these trainings. That's why we are, as much as possible, when we find opportunities, we try and share opportunities for people to upskill and increase their level. We share it with everyone because we are looking for a bigger, higher quality talent pool that we can be connecting to these businesses. All right. So it's win-win. We win, you win, the businesses that are hiring win. Okay. So, but that's enough about background. Let's jump into what we'll be doing tonight. So first of all, I will be going over, I'll just want to give you guys context of like where a CV fits into the hiring process. All right. Where a CV fits into a hiring process. And so, sorry, excuse me. So where a CV fits into a hiring process, so that you understand it's not just, oh, send your CV, or, you know, like people write CVs, people submit CVs, and they don't understand what a CV is supposed to do, what's the goal it's supposed to achieve. All right. So I'll give you some context about where a CV fits into and what role it plays. And then secondly, we'll now get into the tactics of it. I'll just quickly go through a few things just so like you understand the overall view, the overview of everything. And then I think what we'll do is that some people have sent in their CVs. We'll now go over the CVs one by one and start implementing a lot of the principles that I would have gone over so that you see it in practicality. All right. For those of you that sent in your CVs, I hope you are ready to talk. All right. I hope you are ready to talk. I hope you are ready to because I'll need information from you to be able to work. I don't know, depending on how it goes, I doubt we might be able to do more than 2 CVs. I'll be doing first comes, first serve. The first 2 CVs that came in. That's what I'll address. But if it goes quicker, I'll attend to some more. One of my New Year resolutions this year is that I will try to be doing these webinars more often. Okay, I'll be trying to do it. Most likely they will be on Fridays. They will be by 7 p.m. I don't know whether I can commit to doing it weekly. I think that would be too much for me. I don't think I have the time to do that. But at the very least, I will do one a month. If I can do 2, if I can do 3, if I can do 4, if I can do 7 in a month, I'll do it. But right now, let's look at how I can do 1 a month, and then let's see how it goes. All right. Another thing that I'm also looking to explore this year is we also know very talented and knowledgeable people in the space. So if there are things, if we are able to get them here to share their wisdom with everybody and the entire community, we'll also try to do that. Okay. So you guys pray for us that we'll be able to continue providing you guys with value over the year 2026. Okay. So let's get started. Let's start with an overview of like the hiring process. What's the hiring process about? The overview of the hiring process is that, let me see whether I can talk and type at the same time. Hiring process. Please do not mind my typing. If I don't, okay, I wrote this hiring process. I don't think that's the right spelling. Now, here's what you need to understand about the entire hiring process. The employer has a problem. That's what the whole hiring process, that's the goal of the hiring. The hiring process is meant to solve a problem. All right? The employer has a problem that needs to be solved. The entire hiring process is a step-by-step process that is supposed to end with the employer now comfortable that they found somebody that can solve that problem. My theory that a lot of Nigerians don't understand this is because a lot of one of the biggest employers of Nigerian labor in Nigeria is actually the Nigerian government. But the Nigerian government itself is a problem. So how can it be hiring people to solve problems? So a lot of Nigerians do not understand, since if most of what you know is how the government hires, they'll be sharing jobs like they are sharing suites for everybody. You won't understand the mentality of most employers in the world that are trying to resolve a problem in their business. All right? If you are looking at the Nigerian government as the only example you know, the Nigerian government is a problem that hires more problems to create more problems and propagate problems. So you don't understand like, oh, for other businesses, that most businesses that are trying to resolve a problem, that is not the goal. So that's why you see sometimes what we see is that sometimes Nigerians will be talking about jobs like it's a human right. A job is not a human right. A job is a win-win situation where you provide somebody with value. In other words, you are solving their problem, and then they now pay you for that skill and the time that you have exchanged in that period of time. That's what your salary is. So when I'm, for example, if I have a business now and, oh, I notice, here's my problem in my business is, I just made 50 million naira last month. Why can't I pay my NEPA bill this month? What's my problem? I have a financial problem. Oh my goodness, what do I need? That means I need to hire an accountant. Okay? And if I need to hire an accountant, how do I know that I'm hiring a good accountant? The way that I know I'm hiring a good accountant is an accountant that has done the work before. And that accountant is able to show me proof of that work that they've done. What I just showed you guys now is the overview of the hiring process. I'm the employer. I have a problem. The potential employee, amongst, let's say, tens of or hundreds of other employees, all of them are saying we can solve your problem. Based on the first step is the CV. That's the first step. They will show me their CV. All right. Based on that CV, I'm hiring for an accountant now. Based on that CV, which one of them looks like they can solve the reason why I had 50 million last month and I don't know where all the money went, that I can't pay my NEPA bill this month. That's what I'll first look at in the CV. Who looks like they have that experience? Who has done it before? So that's where on the CV you'll see, oh, built an accounting system for something for a this. I want to see proof of that. Before we go there, let me first, I put out a JD. I put out a job description. All right. I'm looking for an accountant, because this job description, I can't now say in the job description, I can't now start saying, oh, I'm looking for a cleaner. That's not the problem I have. I have an accounting problem. So it's in the job description that I put in the title. I put in what I will need that person to be able to do. Yes, an accountant should be able to do a lot of things. But let's say my number one problem is I want to know where my money is going. So that's where I'll now write accountant. I'll now also put, proven history of building accounting systems for small businesses. You understand? That is why it's important for you to read the job description. In the job description, that is where the employer is telling you what their problem is. Okay? So you now send in your CV. In that CV, you are supposed to show one or two things that shows how you address this job description. Okay? That's why it doesn't make sense. I say I'm looking for an accountant. You're showing me a JD, that you're showing me your CV claiming that you have a bachelor's degree in microbiology. I don't care. I'm trying to solve this job description. All right. I have a problem. In fact, let me even go for, I have a problem. Okay. I have a problem. I now explained it in the job description. And so your CV has to address that problem. Okay. Then you now write the CV. Is in that CV, I might now select, let's say I get 100 CVs. Is out of that CV, I might now select 10 people. And you know what I select? I'm like, oh, this person talked about how they did they created an accounting system for maybe a tailor. Another person talked about how they created an accounting system for, I don't know, for something else. The CV is interesting enough for me to now invite you for an interview. All right? Because you have said some things that I now want to explore a bit more. Are we following me now? So you have to understand that this is the process, although it's changing a bit now. The reason why is because, you know, everybody now writes CV with AI. So nobody even knows what's true again. Everybody's just lying for everybody. Some people will write their CV with AI. The employer will now read the CV with AI. Everything AI, just be talking to each other, and they all be lying and giving each other. You understand? But the whole idea still remains the same, which is they want to know whether you can solve their problem. So even if I'm not encouraging you to do this, but even if you lie, the truth is that some people, even with the AI, the CV still looks terrible. Or at least it looks better, but it doesn't address the problem. All right, and we'll talk about that. So this is the overview of the hiring process. Now, sometimes you might go through multiple interview stages. They might ask you to send a portfolio. They might do all that. The whole idea is that they are trying to find out whether in the past you have done the work before so that you can do the work for them in the future. Okay, so that's the overview of the hiring process. Now, let's quickly jump into what the CV structure is. All right, there are a lot of different CV structures. And what do I mean by CV structures? I mean a CV, the way you should arrange your CV so that it sells you the best. And there's something that I've been saying it for a long time so that you people will understand. I've said this, anybody who has attended any of these classes, they will know that I've said this multiple times. Your CV is not a historical document. It is a marketing document. I'll repeat it again. Your CV is not a historical document. It is a marketing document. Somebody has a problem, that CV is telling them how you solve it, how you solved similar problems in the past. And so they should invite you in for an interview to ask you how you will solve it for them in the present. All right. So all this, what they call it, I'm a graduate of pharmacy. That's I'm looking for an accountant. I'm a graduate of pharmacy. I'm from Kogi State. What they call it, I'm married with 4 children. My hobbies are cooking and watching Netflix. Irrelevant. Totally irrelevant. Okay? Once again, the place where that works is in government, where maybe, oh, they gave them quota. You must hire so people from the south, or hire so people from the southeast, or hire so people from the northwest, or whatever. That's where your state of origin, your local government, all those kind of things matter. For real people that are looking for productivity, they don't care. Globally, they don't care. Their own is solve my problem. How do you solve my problem? So, CV structure, let's just quickly look at that. What do I mean by CV structure? What comes before what in a CV? All right. The first thing, of course, your personal details. But like I said, we're not interested in what number of child you are. Oh, I'm the 4th or 5 children. All those kind. Nobody's interested. Name, email, contact details, email, phone number. You don't even need, well, internationally, you don't even need to put an address. Okay? Internationally. Maybe in Nigeria, it matters because maybe, especially if it's a not hybrid, that's on-site job. So they need to know, okay, if the job is in Lagos, do they need to start flying you out from Abuja to come to Lagos? So if it's an on-site job, yes, address matters. But for a remote job, it doesn't. Okay? So you put your personal details. Then the next thing is your summary. From a lot of people's CVs, you can tell that they don't think about this summary section. But this summary section is so important. It's the hook. It's the hook. Let me see. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about this when we're going through the CV reviews. When anybody opens a CV, they only see like the top 30% of your page. And so your summary must immediately pitch who you are, why you are interesting, why you can solve their problem in that time. Most recruiters look at CVs in 6 seconds, they move on. All right. So your summary. Then from here, some people change it. One of the things I would strongly recommend is you now put your skill section. All right. Your skill section. I keep saying, show your technical skills, your software skills, your soft skills. All right. Technical skills. What are the type of skills that are relevant for the role that you are applying for? Software skills. What are the type of software that are relevant to the role that you need to know? You list them there. Soft skills. That's where you now start talking about, oh, I'm proactive, I have leadership, I'm a this, blah, 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 blah. It's the least important. But, you know, fine, put it there. Okay? Then, now, another thing I would say, right, is this area. So after, like I said, the CV structure, personal details, summary, skills, you can then go straight to your, what's the name? That's where you now start talking about your work experience, that whole part of, I worked at Owando 2001 to 2026, all that stuff. That's where you put that. However, though, all right, if you have anything that is interesting, that makes you extra qualified for that role, put it before this experience. So, for example, let's say you are applying for a digital marketing role. Let's say you're applying for a digital marketing role and you studied, you have a PhD in digital marketing. Come and put it. In fact, you know what? I will even put it over the skills. All right. I'll put your education. Over skills. If it's relevant, if it sells, remember the thinking is that anything that shows that you can help the employer solve their problem. So the guy is hiring a digital marketer. Or, for example, let's say, like I said, I want to hire an accountant. And this person studied accounting and maybe got a, I don't know, maybe an MBA or something from Harvard. Omo, put the education here and put that thing there. Because why? It's showing that you have a high quality education that has prepared you for that role. Okay? So, but if not, if is that you went to ECPOMA and you studied food nutrition and you're applying for this thing, please carry it and put it under here. You hear? Don't put it on top. Okay? It has to be relevant. Other stuff is, other stuff, let me see, certificates and training. If you have certificates and training, once again, that is very valuable. Push it up. Okay, so let's put that, let's say certificates and training. Let me just call that certificate. Push it up. Let people see it. And I'll give you an example. There was somebody who I was doing a CV review. I think the last CV review I did, which was over a year ago or about a year ago, where I looked at everything she put. She put everything, like she arranged, this was how she arranged the thing. Her personal details, summary, her skills. No, she didn't even put her skills. She put her skills below. She now went into her experience. Her experience was okay, but it didn't show much. Then, as I was just talking, then I now went to like page 3 or so, and I now saw her certifications. Her certifications were very strong and were very relevant to the role that she was looking for. But because she had put it at the bottom, I did not see it. So if I just looked at her summary and looked at her experience, I would have moved on and I'll be like, she's not a good candidate. All right. So that's why the order of how you put these things really matter. Okay. So I think I'll just stop there. Let's hop into reviewing some CVs. Okay. Does anybody have any questions before I proceed? All right. So let me find okay, like I said, first come, first serve. Okay. So let me switch to Lucy. Are you on the call?
Yes, I am. Good evening, sir. I am.
All right. Cool. All right, let's talk now. Let's talk. So I'm going to share the screen now. Let me switch to this. Let's go over it. All right. Can you guys see Lucy's CV? Thank you very much, Lucy, first and foremost, for sharing. I think this will be very, very important for everybody. Let's, instead of what I wanted to do today was, I didn't want a situation where I'm just talking the theory. Let's actually see how this works. First things first. Lucy, are you there?
Yes, please, I am.
All right. What role are you applying for?
Basically, I do more of the virtual assistant, administrative assistant, customer support kind of role. That's what I've been applying.
But from your CV here, it's saying that dedicated customer service support specialist. So I'm assuming that with this role, you are trying to apply for customer service roles, right?
Yeah. Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. First things first, let me say this. This is a beautifully formatted CV. All right. Me, I tend to be a bit less, I'm a bit more minimalist. Like, I won't put the logo and all that. But the name, clear. I'm not looking for it. Email, number, what they call it, LinkedIn. Fantastic. That's a good touch too. I didn't mention that. Put your LinkedIn. Okay. Then, can you see her summary immediately? So even now, this is why I keep telling you guys, when we open a CV, this is how we'll see it. Most times we're not going to scroll down. Whatever we see here is what we'll use to make a decision whether we'll continue or not. Okay? So that's why this part has to bang. Okay. So let's jump into a few things. Summary: dedicated customer service support specialist with 2 years of experience, good in providing exceptional service to clients and guests. What I would say is, be more specific about who you provided exceptional service to. You've done customer service support work, right?
Yes, I have. Yes, please.
In what areas? Did you work with MTN, with DSTV? Which?
Well, I worked with as a guest communication specialist for an Airbnb company.
Okay, fantastic. Real estate. Do you get?
Yes.
So, what? Anywhere else? Have you done in any other area or sector or any other company?
No.
It's
The
okay.
only other thing
Support.
Yes.
You said the only other what?
No, the only other thing was administrative support. It had a bit of customer care in it too, but no.
Oh, customer care. Is this in another company or is the same Airbnb company?
No, in another company, please.
Okay, what company? What did they do there?
It's an educational consulting firm, like an online educational consulting firm.
Fantastic. So here's what I would say. That first line, I'll be dedicated customer service support specialist with 2 years of experience in providing exceptional service to exceptional services to clients or to businesses in real estate and the education in the real estate and educational sectors. Do you get? One of the things that I know, and look, I understand it, it's what they call it, what they call that thing, imposter syndrome. One other thing that I see in a lot of CVs is people are afraid to get specific with their what they call it, with their experience, because they feel it might rule them out. But if you are not specific with your what they call it, with your experience, we won't even see you because you won't stand out. It's better for you to get specific, and I'll be like, look, we're looking for a customer service support specialist in, let's say, what's my company? Okay, fine. Let's even say staffing and recruitment. That's Parasol. This Lucy lady is like, she has done for real estate and the educational sector. It will stick in my head. That sticks in my head more than clients and guests, random clients and guests. So do not be afraid to be specific. Most of the time, we're afraid to be specific because we're like, oh, we want to be everything to everyone. And what happens is that you become nobody to no one. I don't know whether that makes sense, but you get the point I'm making. All right? So get specific in what area, in what, and you find out that sometimes it even makes sense. So for example, now I practice as an architect, and so I understand how rough real estate can be. All right. So I will now be like, oh, I want her to come and help us out with staffing and recruit. I might want to come and help her. In fact, she should be able to do it because that real estate is rougher than, if she can be doing real estate, that means she can do staffing and recruitment. Do you understand? That's what you want. So have a point of view. Don't put detail. Okay. The reason why I'm spending time on summary is that is the first thing we see. Okay. Now, proven ability to manage communications, resolve issues, and build strong relationships, seeking to leverage skills in a dynamic customer service role too. So I'll first talk about the last statement. Then we'll now go back to the second statement. You see the last statement, get rid of it. I don't care what you want to do with your own career. All right? Remember, I have a problem. How are you going to solve it? Do you understand? I don't care what you want to do with your own career. That is the harsh thing about it, but it's true. And you are wasting valuable real estate that you could be using, and I mean real estate in terms of space on your page. You are wasting valuable space on your page that you could be using to sell yourself. You never finish to sell yourself. You are telling me what you want in life. How far now? Okay, so like dead that it's not relevant. Let's move back to the second statement. Let me see whether can I highlight here. Okay, good. Proven ability to manage communications, resolve issues, and build strong relationships. That is a claim. I need specificity. Lucy, I'll give you some time to think this through. What are some of the biggest things as a customer service support specialist that you are proud of the most in the work that you did for those companies? All right, think about it. What are some of the things that you've done that you're like, oh, there was this kind, like maybe you won employee of the month, maybe there was this big issue that the person was really parrying and was asking for a refund, and you are able to bring down the situation. So maybe the real estate, is it, okay, no, you said Airbnb. So Airbnb, like, oh, the person was asking for a refund, and you know, so what are some of the biggest achievements, biggest wins that you think you've been able to address as a customer service support specialist?
Okay, I'm supposed to respond now, right?
Oh yeah, please.
Okay. So while I'm working as in the education as a customer support in the educational space,
Mm,
I liaise between clients and tutors,
mm,
and so I there was a time a client was upset about a tutor's um
services.
yes, she was upset about a tutor's schedule. He wasn't keeping to time, so I was able
Mm,
to, and she threatened to leave, to pull out of the organization, to take her child elsewhere. So I was
mm-hmm.
able to calm down and offer extra time. I don't know how to put that, but offer
Yeah,
additional
yeah.
session. So
Mm.
yes, I was able to offer her additional session, and also get the tutor to promise to keep to time and keep to schedule. So I don't know how to put all that together.
All right. No, 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 no. That's good. I've already heard what I want. Now, this is where I'll make another point. Everybody, right? For every role that you hold, for every skill that you have, for every role that you are pursuing, whether you're an accountant, whether you are a digital marketer, whether you're a project manager, whether you're a customer service support specialist, whether whatever, you need to understand the metrics that show whether you are doing a good job or not. It depends, all these things depend on, they change from role to role. So for example, the example I always give is, for example, for Lucy now, if she's as a customer service support specialist, she can't come and start talking now about, oh, and maybe she's also learning Python on the side as a developer. She can't come and start saying, oh, customer service support specialist, but I know how to write 15 lines of code per minute. It is not relevant. All right. But there are certain things that are relevant to your role that drive business outcomes. There's something I always tell people: you need to know how your role affects, I think, 4 or 5 things, and I'll go through them. One, how your role helps the company make money, how it helps them save money, how it makes them do things faster, how it gives them a better reputation, all right? Or how it helps them open up new businesses or open up new opportunities, all right? So what I say, how it helps them save money, how it helps them make money, how it helps them do things faster, how it gives them a better reputation, and how it helps them open up new opportunities. Think about your role, and your metrics must be things that push that thing forward. Now, the reason why I said this before I now address what Lucy just told us, I will just talk about that, then we'll move on, is that she talked about one of the things that you people need to know is that it is way more expensive to keep a customer than to get a new customer. All right? That is why a lot of businesses spend money on customer support. Because the money you spend on customer support per customer is less than the money you spend on marketing to get new customers. And in what she said, so when an employer already comes now and says, I'm looking for customer support, that is already what he's trying to solve. He's like, look, I lost 5 customers. To get those customers now is going to cost me a lot of money. I want to now get a customer support. I want to get customer support team or people or whatever I'll put together so that I stop losing customers, because that is more expensive to me. So this story that she told goes to one of the key things that people are looking for when trying to hire a customer support specialist. An unhappy customer wanted to leave, and she was able to stop that customer from leaving. She gave the person extra time. But let me tell you, whatever that extra time costs is cheaper than going to look for another customer from the scratch. All right. So instead of here writing proven ability to manage communications, resolve issues, build strong relations, what I would, of course, the way you will write it, I don't think we'll have time to go into how there's a way to write these things. One of the things I'll say is that be able to capture it. So what I would say is saved, we can workshop this, but like saved, let's say, how much would it have been to lose the customer? Lucy, you know what? Yeah, I'm
would
listening.
have cost us about 500,000 naira, thereabout.
There you go. We'd have 500,000 naira. But as a result of the customer staying, well, they are able to keep it. So let me see. So the way you talk about it is drove, let's say, drove an average, drove over, let's say, for example, now you kept like maybe let's say there are about 5 customers that would have left, but due to your work you've been able to keep them there. All right, so that's 500,000 naira each. That's 2.5 million. All right, so saved, was able to save over 2.5 million naira in revenue due to customer service interventions and blah 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 blah. The idea is that you are showing that you are driving. What did I say about the 5 things that you need to do for a company? You are in one of the things you've shown now is that you are able to help a business save money. Your customer service skills helps a business to save money. Okay, for all of us here have experienced bad customer service, all of us, and in that case you'd be like, these people, their customers will now, they would carry us and run around. We will now go on Twitter and go and abuse them before they will now answer us, and then we'll now be like, we're not using them again, we're moving somewhere else. All right, so like this is not nothing. It has to be that you can connect what you do to business outcomes. And so in your summary, what you do is that you show, like, in your experience, you go specific with the things that you did, but in the summary, what you want to show is, like, the way I would describe it is like, in your experience, you can then go into whether you got an A in Maths 101, B in GST, and so on and so forth. But it's here that you kind of talk about your GPA, your overall performance, your CGPA. So I was able to save an average of 500,000 naira per customer through client interactions, which led to positive outcomes. All right. And then what I say for the summary is that, one, you already have the first line very good. The first line, like I said, just add the specificity. For the second and third lines, put your 2 biggest wins. So you've talked about 1 win, then you add another win. All right, that shows outcomes. You did it. Now let me tell you what this also does. Is that thing that I was telling you, that I will now look at your summary and I'll now be like, that is interesting. I want to talk to her. What does I want to talk to her mean? I'm going to invite her for an interview. Do we understand the rationale now? I'm showing you how it happens from behind the scenes. Okay? I'm showing you how the thinking is. Okay? So that's that for summary. Another thing that I would say for the skills section, I feel like there's a way that you can write these out. Once again, for the skills section, I would say break it into 3 or 2. your, what they call it, like I said, technical skills, which are things like what you said, the CRM tools, expertise, data entry and bookkeeping, email and calendar management, that kind of stuff. But once again, relevant to customer service support. Okay? So technical skills. Then software. Name the software. Zoho CRM, HubSpot, blah, 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 blah. Those things are key. All right? Now, what I will also advise from a formatting perspective is that this chops a lot of space. Once again, can you see I'm just looking at here? You want to cram as much as you can into this space. I like the spacing. It doesn't look congested, but there's a way that you can do it. So what I would have done is my, what they call it, the skills, I will put them horizontal. I'll line them up horizontally. So for example, this customer service, proficiency in Microsoft Office suite, blah, blah, blah. We could have put like 2 to 4 skills on this one line. Put another 2 to 4 skills on the second line. Put another 2 to 4 skills on the third line. So what happens is that's how you can then talk about your technical skills, your what's the name skills, your software skills, and then your soft skills, and it might still fit into the same space. You won't use more than here. Are you with me? Okay, are you with me?
Yes.
Then
yes.
Let's quickly jump into experience. Okay, I went to check your education and training. All right, it's not that relevant, but you see these are kind of helpful though. Lucy, which one is Digital Witch? Did you what's happening? Which one is Digital Witch, please?
It was just this afternoon I saw it. I've always had that. It's a training, it's IT support skills, like fundamental IT skills.
Support.
So the name of the company, Digital Witch.
Okay. So fine. Look, is the thing that I would say is that maybe at best, like what I would do is another thing. I'm suspecting that these your certifications, you are writing them in order of the year that you got them, or like chronologically, right?
Yes.
Doesn't matter. Put your customer service on top. In fact, put your Google IT support fundamentals on top. I listen customer service next, Digital Witch next. Put this Jobberman bottom. It's soft skills. I don't care about that. No. I care. Oh, sorry, I do care. But you know, it's in the scheme of things. So Google IT support fundamentals, that would jump out at me. Google brand name and all that. Okay. What I would do is that I would raise this up here, bring this education and training down. These languages, you wrote the CV in English. All right. So I don't expect that you don't know how to speak. You wrote the CV in English, so it's just a waste of time. Okay. Another one that I really don't, globally, we don't care about it much, is this references available upon, where if we need it, we know that we can ask you and you give it to us. So why are you telling us? It's not important. All right. So as for experience, let me see. Let's do it. So there's a way. What a lot of people do with their CVs, right, is there are 2 sections you can have under every what they call it, under every job experience you have. One is your achievements in the role. All right. And then 2 is your key responsibilities. Key responsibilities, if you have space and you can only put 1, go with achievements. But if you have space for everything, put achievements and key responsibilities. Have at least three achievements in each role. Okay? 3 achievements that you can speak about. What you have here right now is just what they call it, key responsibilities. Once again, it does not make you any different from any other person. But the achievements are what differentiates you. Okay? I've done classes, like I said, we have limited time. Normally, this CV class tends to be, how long is it? I think it's when we used to do our training, it used to be about 4 hours or so. So there's a lot. So we can't cover everything today, but let's see. Let's see what's got. So I'll just try and be touching on the things that I can. So the achievement section, that's where you talk about, like I said, specific wins. You have to know how to think about your experience in numbers. Oh, one of the things I tell people is that think about it in numbers. So you can't say, I saved my company a lot of money. Sit down and just, it doesn't have to be accurate, but just have a guesstimate. Okay, on average, I saved them about, out of their 500,000, I was saving them about 100,000 every transaction. What's 100,000? 100,000 is 20%. So save them 20% on multiple, I saved them 20% on over 100 transactions over 1 year. That kind of thing. So that's the achievement. It's showing that you are driving a business outcome. So if you were to have only one, I would throw this away and then put achievements. Of course, the achievements have to be customer service relevant. All right? They have to be customer service relevant. Okay? So I think that's the last thing I'll say here, so that I'll be able to look at somebody else. Well, it's already almost 8 o'clock. I'll be able to look at one more person's CV and let's call it a day. But that's basically what I'm saying. So for your experience, isolate your biggest achievements. Try and find 3 things. And one of the things I tell people is that, once again, people have a lot of have a lot of imposter syndrome about this. And there's this example I always give. So, like I said, how did you drive any one of 5 things in that company in one way or the other? All right. Like I said, saved money, made money, improved the company's reputation or made them more popular. What else? It opened up a new for them. Open up a new opportunity for them. Fine. Now, another way to think about an achievement is this, and this will help you a lot, is that there are 3 ways you could have contributed to those outcomes. Please, I hope you guys are writing down, because this is really important. There are 3 ways you could have contributed to that outcome. One is directly. So, for example, Lucy directly saved that company 500,000 naira by resolving that issue with that client. That's a direct contribution. All right. Then secondly, you can indirectly contribute to those outcomes. Okay. So for example, you've already talked about how you've done some admin work and everything. So maybe the example I give, and I know this is a bit much. The example I give is, for example, Dangote was going to strike a deal for that $20 billion that he used to build the refinery. Okay. And that day, as you people are going, he now said, Lucy, come and follow us. Then you now enter inside the car. Then when you got there, the room that he was about to enter to go and strike that deal, you are not like, wait, sir. Then you opened the door. Then he entered. You have indirectly contributed to that 20 billion naira deal that created the biggest oil refinery in Africa. Do you understand? So on your CV, you will write was part of the team. Do we get? You played a part. Now, some of you will laugh and be like, that's scam, that's scam. But okay, if you weren't there to open the door, who would have opened it? Maybe somebody else, but fine. But you are the one that opened it. That should get in your CV. Do we understand? So that is an indirect contribution. You are part of the team. You are in the group. You shower in one way or the other. Like, oh, maybe you did some work for the first 2 weeks, then you now fell sick. Then the day that the outcome happened, you weren't there, but you are part of it. That is the indirect contribution. Then the third way that you can be involved is by asset creation. So you created something that people now used to achieve a business outcome. What do I mean by this? So once again, let's use Lucy's example. So for example, Lucy solved that issue with the client. Based on that, you now drafted a script, a customer service script that, okay, anytime an angry customer comes in, this is what you say, this is what you do, right? And as a result of that script that you shared, there were people that now even saved like 500 million in revenue, but it was based on your script. So you created an asset that drove a business outcome. This is also what happens for what they call it, especially people like accountants. Like accountants, what are they going to do? Are they the ones who are going to go and market to people? They won't market now. Are they going to go and start selling to? No. But they will set up systems that other people use that will now drive certain outcomes. That's asset creation. So those three things, in terms of how to think about your achievements in any role that you have acted in: direct contribution, indirect contribution, asset creation. Are you with me? And that's how you build achievements. Okay? Most of the time, everybody only thinks about direct contribution. I wasn't there. I wasn't the one that turned the key. I wasn't the one that said the thing. I wasn't. But those people who did that, would they have done it without your contribution? No. And that needs to be captured. All right? So, Lucy, once again, thanks for really for being so kind to share your CV, because I believe it has helped us share some things that are practical and people can implement in their stuff. I'll quickly look through one more. I won't go as detailed as I went on Lucy's own, but I'll quickly go through one more just in case it throws up some other stuff that I think will be helpful. So, Lucy, I don't know, do you have any question, or does anybody have any questions before I move to that one?
No, thank you so much, Mr. Bankole. I would effect the necessary corrections. Thank you so very much, sir.
All right, fantastic. And you guys, please give Lucy a huge round of applause for sharing her CV with us, because I believe that it's been very critical. Hey, you see what she did there? She provided us with an asset that we are now using to deliver an outcome. That's what I mean by asset creation. Yeah, Abdul Hadi. Abdul Hadi, you raised your hand, or were you trying to clap?
Sorry, I was trying to clap.
Sorry?
Sorry, I was trying to clap for this.
Okay. Cool. Dorothy, so we'll be looking quickly at yours.
Good evening, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, fantastic. All right, let's quickly hop in here. So, I love this. I like very minimal stuff. Dorothy Chineye Ugwoke. I hope I pronounced it well. Phone number.
Yes.
phone number, email, no need for Nigeria. And I would recommend, if you have your LinkedIn, put your LinkedIn there. If you don't have a LinkedIn, don't go and start something. But look, everybody should get a LinkedIn, all right? Another thing that will stop a lot of people from getting remote roles is you don't have an online presence, or at least a professional online presence. You need to have a professional online presence, okay? Yes, your Instagram is nice, your Facebook is good, where you're snapping picture of what you ate for Christmas. That's not going to help you with your career, all right? So you have to cultivate. It doesn't even matter. Like a lot of people feel like, but I don't have followers when I post. No, that's not the point. The point is that if you have an online presence, that means that you are in the room. All right, that means you have an online reputation. Okay. All right. Professional summary: certified virtual medical assistant with healthcare experience. Lovely. With healthcare experience in clinical documentation, chart preparation, and EHR management. Detail-oriented, high HIPV, and experience in supporting providers during live patient encounters, adept at remote, la 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 la. All right. Here's my critique. Okay. I understand maybe I can see that maybe you didn't put number of years, so I would assume that you're a bit inexperienced. Maybe you just graduated or something.
Okay, I think it skipped my mind. I do put in others.
Oh, okay. So if you have like anything more than 3 years, 2 to 3 years, feel free to put the number in. All right. So what I would say is that there's a lot said here, but once again, it has to be achievement oriented. Like, this is actually not bad, but you have to show workings. Okay. So this first line, what I'll do is certified virtual medical assistant with so numbers of years, with so numbers of years of experience in healthcare experience for, I think in this case, you already, I think it's quite clear. The fact that you're a medical assistant, it's kind of redundant to now start saying this. So you know what? The first sentence is fine. All right. Detail-oriented, HIPA, and experience in supporting providers during live patient encounters, data remote collaboration in. So here's what I will say about this. Okay, once again, let's first eliminate something. I think this is redundant. You've already kind of, what you said here, you'd already kind of addressed it here. So it's a waste of space for me. Waste of space. Well, do you want to take a guess what I think about this sentence? Wait, I'm coming. Let me highlight it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This your sentence is hiding. Passionate about contributing to mission-driven work and strengthening team operations. What do you think I think about that? Dorothy.
Maybe it's too bulky. It's not straightforward to a particular role.
It's unnecessary. I don't care what you want. I don't care what you're passionate about. That's what I think about passionate about contributing to mission-driven work and strengthening team operations. I don't care. I don't care. And it's chopping space. All right? Space that you can use to now show. You see everything you said here. If you have actual workings that shows that you did these things, look for a way to say it there. So this first line is, this is who I am. This is what I've done. Remember what I said? I said a lot of the hiring process is about, oh, this person has done these things, so they will now come and do it for me. Okay? So that's basically that. Once again, after here, I would have jumped into skills, technical skills, software skills, technical skills, software skills, and soft skills. All right. Did you put them below? Let's see.
Are there below? So please, are you showing your screen? I'm not seeing it.
Is everybody seeing it? Seeing my stuff? Can see you people? I'm going to report. Can you see Dorothy? Can you see Dorothy's skill set?
Yes, I
see
can.
Dorothy's skill set.
Yes, I can.
Report yourself. Can you see Dorothy's skill set?
Yes, I can.
Can you see where she went and put it? See, people are saying Wahala. I'm reporting her to you now. Can you see where she went and put her this thing? See where she put her technical skills. See where she put her skill sets. I'm reporting you people to. Oh, do they used to give digital knock? Like, can you see the banger skills she has? And see, you're now telling me you're passionate about contributing to mission. Like, we are not going to come down here. All right? We are not going to come down here. Even your, what they call it, your certifications are good. And everything, even your education, medical physiology, aligns. And you now went and carried everything and put it down. And you're now saying fast-paced, patient center. It's not specific. We all know. Me, I know it's AI. You know it's AI. The CV knows it's AI. Everybody knows it's AI. So, like, it tells me nothing about you. But AI did not go to Federal University or this. AI did not do this data science certification. AI did not do this certification. This basic. AI did not do that. You did that. All right? So that's why it's important. Okay? So what I would do to get specific, like I said, first line is okay. Next thing is that you want to talk about your number one biggest win, your second biggest win in this space. All right? Then skills, technical skill, what I'll call this, well, some people call it technical skills, but I'll call it software skills. Then this is what I was also talking about Lucy. Can you see, because she lined up everything in a line, she's able to put more things in the space that consumes less space. All right, so that's very good. Keep that. But move this skill set up. You move the skill set up here, around this place. Okay. Let's look at professional experience. Virtual assistant, admission and student support, remote, blah, blah, blah. Process and manage 200 plus student applications, ensuring drafted. Dorothy, this has nothing to do with this medical assistant matter now. This has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it. This is where you will lose me. So I feel like on this document, this part is telling me one story, and this part is telling me the same story. So this part even connects with that same story. And then this one now, like I'm watching action film, the next day just turned to a rom-com. I don't even, like, is telling me something totally different. All right? Don't feel like, oh, you have to do it chronologically. If this is the relevant information that you have, then this is what you share. All right? You can put this under. So I would put this up. Okay? I'll put this up. I would move this up because it just threw me off. I won't even lie. I just got lost. Okay? Like processed and managed student. Like I'm wondering where the students come from. I thought we were talking about medical matters. Okay? So once again, remember, you're marketing. So it's just like, oh, I come and I'm marketing. Oh, you said that you have a problem. You have a you have a medical problem. Then I'm like, oh, I can solve your medical problem. I can solve your medical problem. Okay. And at the same time, do you want to buy DSTV decoder from me? You know, like, where did that one come out from? Do you understand? So that's why I keep telling you guys, this is not a historical document. It's a marketing document. You are telling a story about yourself that is making the case for why you are the best person to solve the employer's problem. Okay? So, like I said, I won't spend too much time on this. So that's basically it. Another thing I want to point out, I like your use of numbers. Process, no, I'm not going to use this because that doesn't, but let's look at this. I think this is relevant. Translated and delivered academic presentations and localized medical scripts in English and Igbo, improving student comprehension by 40%. Fantastic. This is fantastic. And this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. There's a difference between saying improving student comprehension a lot and saying improving student comprehension by 40%. You get, like, it specifies the impact. Okay? So this, I love this. I love the bullet. I love the way you write the bullet points. What the only tweak I would make is, all right, is I'd like to start with, for bullet points, I like to start with impact first. So effect, instead of cause and effect, we'll do effect, then cause. So impact first, then what you did that allowed you to deliver that impact. So I would start with improved student comprehension by 40% by translating and delivering academic presentations and localized medical scripts in English and Igbo. So it's like, boom, see my impact. Here's how I achieved it. Okay? So that's a very, because once again, a lot of people who will be going through your CVs are skimming. You have to start strong. Okay? So I think I'll stop there. We're already over time. Thanks again. Thanks again, Dorothy, for sharing. Sorry, everybody, you can see how long these things took, but I hope everybody got value from this session. Does anybody have any questions before we go? I'll just take a few questions.
Thank you so much,
All
sir.
right.
I truly appreciate it.
Okay. Look, you guys, yeah, and what I'll say is that you started, like, these are just some power tweaks to just like get you there and everything. But you guys, both of you that I looked at your CVs, you obviously have it. Can you see when people be like, oh, it's packaging, this is what packaging means. Like, it's not just enough to have the right information, the order in which you put that information, how you present that information, all those things are so critical. All right. Bashir.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I just want to ask a quick question.
All right.
I happen to graduate with a first class degree in marketing in University of Maiduguri. So I'm wondering, is it right to, like, in the education way to reposition it? Like, now I saw how you arrange it accordingly. So some are telling me that I can just go ahead since I graduated with first class, because I'm not boasting that I got first class, but they are telling me that if I can make it out there that I graduated with first class, it will, like, give me an added advantage to other opportunities. Like, if I put it directly, like saying, okay, class of degree first class, then I will not blah 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 go down to my experience and what have you. So that's my question. I don't know, is it right to start with that, or I should just go with the process that you track down now?
Yeah. Look, it depends. So what I'll say is that in Nigeria,
yes, sir.
Yes, that will matter. You know, like, it will matter. So maybe I don't know. Look, let me not even say. I am assuming that it will matter in Nigeria, because in Nigeria, the truth is, how many of you here are doing jobs that you went to school to do, that you went to school to read, and you are now working in that area? I doubt a lot of people aren't. But in Nigeria, what a lot of us are looking for is, oh, if somebody was able to apply themselves to get a first class in school, it shows that they are a hard worker, it shows that they can retain information, and it shows that they are trainable.
Exactly.
So in Nigeria, yes, like I would say that yes, do that.
Okay.
However, abroad, that would only be useful. First of all, they don't send, it's not even about Meduguri. They don't send any degree that comes out of Africa.
Okay.
You understand? They don't
Yes.
send it. If it's not Harvard, if it's not Georgetown, if it's not Columbia, like what's their own?
Exactly.
Wait, no, Magnus, don't slander me. I did not say it's not relevant to use email address, but I'll get to that. So, what they call it? They don't care. They don't rate our universities. They don't rate our educational system. Okay, so abroad, it's more important for you to show workings. All right. So, for example, like I think was it on Lucy's CV where we had one certification for Google. They know Google, so she had a certification for Google IT support something. So they know Google, so they'll be like, okay, that means something. All right.
Sure.
So they will rate that because they will rate Google more than University of Maiduguri. They don't know University of Maiduguri, they know Google. So it's those kind of things. So those kind of things matter in terms of which area are you applying to. So if you're applying within Nigeria, yes, I assume, like even me, like if I was hiring, I'll be like, okay, the guy has a first class, so let's see whether let me talk to him. Let me see whether he can do what I need him to do in my own company. Do you get? But abroad, they don't care. They really don't.
Thank you very much, sir.
That's your question.
Yes, sir. Indeed. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Abdul Hadi, you raised your hand again. Why are you trying to clap for somebody and you raised your hand? Let me be sure. Or this is the question. Okay. Yeah, sounding a bit low though. But yeah, let me hear your question.
I don't know if you can hear you.
I'm struggling too, but let's see what we can do. Just ask your question.
All right. So I actually joined in. I have different questions.
Sorry, Abdul Hadi, you know what we'll do? I can't hear you. So if you can type out your question and put it in the chat, all right? I can't hear you.
Okay.
I'm really, really struggling to hear you. Yeah. So if you can just type out the question and put it in the chat, then I'll address it. Okay? Okay, thank you. For Magnus in the chat, you said it's not relevant to use email address. I never said that. Instead, we should use our LinkedIn. How can the person now be reached out if they need to be called for? So first of all, I did not say you should not use your email address. Never said that. I might have said that you should not do that, especially for what they call it, abroad remote jobs. You don't need your local address. So you don't need number 17, Bobonishe, Crescent, Surulere, Lagos. They don't need that. Okay? So, but email address, you definitely need to have your email address. You definitely need to have your phone number. And I would strongly recommend that you put your LinkedIn. Okay? So that's why I said. So I think that addresses the question under. All right? For Dorothy, I would like to ask if it would be possible to get the recording. Yes, I'll try, and what we'll do is that we'll upload it to our YouTube. We're trying to get subscribers. Please, let me share our YouTube for you people. You will go and subscribe on our YouTube, please. We're trying to, what's the name of that woman that is making films on YouTube and is making millions of naira? What's her name again? So is it Kadiri? Please, who knows her? What's her name?
Is it Bimbo? Bimbo Ademoye.
Is it
Ademoye.
Bimbo Ademoye? I don't know. That's not the name
Or
I know.
Kadiri.
Ruth Kadri.
It's
Yeah,
Omoboli.
she has a billboard in Abuja and everything. So yeah. So please, our YouTube is trying to be like Bimbo, Ruth, both of them, in fact. So please, I'm putting the link inside the. I'll also share in the WhatsApp group. But yeah, so we'll be posting the video by Monday or Tuesday. We should have it should be ready. It should be up on the YouTube. You should also check it out. I don't know, for those of you who on the YouTube, we also interviewed some of the people that have worked with us, their experience, how they went through, like from applying to getting the job and their experience and all that. I think it's really, really helpful for you to understand, oh, this is where I want to go. So, and it's people like me, it's people like you that are doing these things. So it always helps to do so. So you can, when you check on the YouTube, you see some videos there that that talk about that. So I'll put the link in there. Please subscribe, what they call it, like, share, all those things. Please, thank you. Let my social media team be happy that I pushed our social media channels. All right, so I think I've addressed everything now. So everybody, you are good, right? So once again, I think I'll just round up here. We've gone over. Okay, sorry. I said I would answer Hadi's question. I need a career advice from you since my intention is to work in tech. I have a HND in office tech management with a year of experience in office management and admin. I want to pursue a higher education, but it's not complete, Abdul Hadi. But all right, so you know what? Let me. Oh, I didn't see that word coming. Confused. All right. Here's what I'll quickly say, and I think this is a very, very good question. Very, very, very good question. And the reason why it is a very good question is that, look, I'll tell you guys the truth. The world is changing rapidly. Work is changing rapidly. Very, very quickly. Very, very, very quickly. AI, what they call it, there's just a lot going on. All right. Now, the advantage you have is that you can do something about it. Okay. The advantage you have is that you can do something about it. Now, I don't know. I have a video where I talked about this in depth. I did, the Nigerian Society of Engineers invited me to come and talk about positioning for global roles last year. And I talked about everything that I will mention here. So if you really want to, let me see whether I can find it. I'll share it in the what's the name? I'll share it in the WhatsApp group. I'll share it in the WhatsApp group. If you want to now, like, I think it's about an hour long or every day, and I go into it in depth. Here's what I'll tell you. There are some skills that if you are able to put them together will make you very appealing to a lot of businesses. What you want to do is that you want to make yourself as valuable to as many people in as many ways, in as many places as possible. All right? That's what you want to do. And there are some skills that if you are able to put them together will put you in that position. Now, the thing with those skills is that I'm about to talk about is that some of them, even with those skills alone, it will put you in a good position. But even if you have a specific skill, like, for example, you're an accountant, or for example, you are a developer, these skills will still sit on top of it and make you more valuable in today's world, the world that we are entering. Okay? Now, what are those skills? Number one, you need to know how to communicate properly. Communication are the rails on which you pass along information internationally. Like, you want to work remotely with people, how are you going to communicate things? How are you going to pass along information? How are you going to pass along value? How are you going to pass along your problem-solving skills? It's through communication. So communication is extremely important. Extremely important. Your ability to read, write, listen, and speak English. Seems very obvious. I'm telling you guys that it's a major problem. All right? Communication. Number two, project management skills. Project management is just a fancy term for saying, how do I, the ability to start and finish things. In remote work, nobody is going to be running after you. Nobody's going to be coming by your table and be like, Bonnet, have you done your work today? No. You have to know how to start and finish things. You need to know how to involve stakeholders, everybody that is involved in the thing. And it will also give you that. You also need to know how, it will help you learn how to manage teams while doing that and build systems around execution. It will just see, project management will just make you a better executor of anything. So you need to know how to communicate properly. You need to have project management skills. The third thing that I would strongly recommend is that you need to learn marketing on some level. Now, all these things that I'm talking about, I'm not saying that you need to be at an expert level. If you are average at all these skills that I'm talking about, right? Together, those skills will form such a strong stack of skills that will make you exceptional. So let me get back to the list. Number three, you need to understand marketing. You need to understand marketing. It is so critical to understand. Everybody is looking for more customers for their business. Everybody. You need to understand how your role connects with that. It's either you are the one driving the marketing, or there's a way you perform your role that makes marketing easier for the people that are actually doing it. But you need to understand the mechanics of marketing in any business, in any organization, anywhere. Even NGOs. You need to understand marketing, because NGOs need to find funders. They need to find donors. So everybody is always looking for more customers, more donors, more contributors. You need to understand that part of everything. All right. Another thing to keep in mind, number four, what have I said? Communication, project management, marketing, data analysis. Once again, big word, data analysis. It sounds intimidating, like, oh, but the thing is this, more and more and more, our world is a data-driven world. Okay? In your work, you need to know how your work is. You need to know how to generate data from your work, because that is what will make you special. So for example, let me use Lucy's example again. If Lucy is talking to 100 customers, a year, let's say 100 customers every month, fine. She's talking to 100 customers every month, and she knows what constitutes a good call, knows what constitutes a bad call, knows the type of people, maybe based on her data. She knows that young men between the age of 18 to 25, they don't like refunds. They just want to be talked to politely by customer service people. And this is it. That's the level at which you need to be doing your work. As you are working, anytime you are doing work, you are generating data. You need to be able to capture that data, analyze that data, and then use it to drive your insights. Anybody who knows how to do these things it just puts you in a different category. All right. So that's number 4. Number 5, learn how to use AI. And not AI, like, look, I can tell people who use AI in a lazy way, and I can tell people who use AI in a hardworking way. There are people who use AI just so that they won't have to do any work. And then there are people who use AI to be able to do 10 times as much work as they used to do. Join the WhatsApp of the latter group. The people that are using AI to multiply their productivity. Let me tell you the truth. Everybody shouting AI, AI, AI. Most AI initiatives that are going on in a lot of companies are failing. The ones that are working, it's the people actually doing the work from the bottom up that are creating AI workflows now that the management is now adopting. You have to be one of those kind of people, the people that know the work and have integrated AI into their work, whether it's copywriting, whether it's customer service, whether it's virtual assistants, whether it's all these things. To give you an example, even in what they call it, in what's the name? In Parasol, we are using AI to build like spreadsheets for us that do exactly what we want it to do. Automated and everything from the ground up. We can't buy that software. We can't pay a subscription for it. We're doing it from the ground up. It solves our problem. All right. So you have to know how to integrate AI into everything you are doing. Not using it as a shortcut, but using it to improve your work and to be able to do more work. And then finally, what I'll say, that's number 6, is learn how to build an audience. Have a professional presence online. Have a professional presence online. Once again, I would strongly recommend you use LinkedIn. Some people use Twitter quite well, or X. They use it quite well. It's a bit less formal, but know how to build an online presence. Have a professional picture on your LinkedIn. I can already see some of the ladies here I'm sure these are your LinkedIn pictures. So like you have a professional picture on your LinkedIn. You have what they call it. You speak, even if whether you're posting or if you want, you can be posting, but you're posting and talking about what you do. Join the online communities that if you are in customer service, if you are in digital marketing, join the online communities and make sure you are contributing within those communities. So build an online presence. And when you build that online presence, make sure that you are always a contributor. Volunteer for things. Make sure they know your name. All right? As you are giving and giving and giving to the community will give back to you. Okay? So, what did I say? Communication, project management, marketing, AI, data analysis, and I think number 6, learn how to build an online presence or build an audience online. All right. So if whatever you are doing, if you are able to put all these things together, like I said, you don't need, it's not have, well, the way I'll describe it is have working knowledge of these things. You don't need to be like a professor in all these things that I just mentioned. And they are simple and they are common sense. I've explained why you should learn these things. All right? Because I explained, that's why I didn't just name them. I explained why. Because all of them, regardless of whatever skill you have, will elevate your value. All right? And people will be falling over themselves. You see that AI part of, so now, for example, like, let me just give a very good example. So for example, one of the issues that we were having within Parasol was, we had so many payments we needed to be making to different vendors and so on and so forth. And we needed to be able to track it. Well, like, look, we don't want to pay for a subscription, but we have been able to build a spreadsheet that sends us reminders, connects to our calendars, everything using AI. All right. So these are the kind of things that are possible now. Okay. So very, 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 very good question, Hadi, Abdul Hadi. I think that was it. Really, I'm really happy that you asked that question because it allowed me to talk about something that will also, yes, we are talking about all your CVs and all that, but the world of work is really changing. And this is how you can position within it. All right. So guys, we're already entering the second hour. Hadi, are you raising your hand?
Yes, I am. I don't know if
Okay,
you can hear me.
Yes.
All right.
Mm.
Thank you very much. I think one area I would like you to advise me on is I was actually thinking of going for further studies, but I'm equally thinking of taking most of these online courses, you know, that will align with my first degree. You know, since like I said, my intention is to work, is to get to secure a remote job. Instead of going for further studies, from your explanation, if I get you correctly, it's like our degree doesn't really matter.
No, how are you people hearing these things from what I'm saying now? That's who said again that I said we shouldn't put address inside email address inside CV. I'm not saying that at all. All right.
No,
but
sorry.
Look, get your, if you can, go and get your degree. All right. Boys, or finish what you wanted to say.
Okay, I was thinking of going for PGD masters or whatever, but at the same time, since my intention is to secure a remote job, I'm equally thinking of taking most of these online courses. I actually have a few, but I actually want to go further. You know, like I want to go.
All right. So Hadi, sorry, so that we can round this up, right? So look, I've told you what I am seeing. I've listed the things that I'm talking about. Like I said, I'll still share the video. I'll still share the video in the chat so that you guys can. I'll look for it. I don't know where it is. I'll share the video in the chat so that you guys can watch it, and you know, like where I go into specifically the skills that, like the details of each skill. Look, what I'm saying is this, right? For anything, if you have the opportunity to go and get more education, by all means, go and get the education. What I'm saying is that from what I'm seeing with everything that is happening, these things that I mentioned, the skills that I mentioned, are things that will enhance anything you are doing. All right, it will enhance anything that you're doing. If you start building an online presence, it will enhance whatever you are doing. If you learn how to execute projects from start to finish, it will enhance everything you are doing. If you learn how to communicate properly, read, write, and speak and listen at a high level, it will enhance everything you are doing. All right. So that's basically it. So it's not quite either or per se. And I think I said that. I said that even if you have an existing skill, if you layer these skills on top, and one of the reasons why I like these things that I shared with you is that they are easily learned. There's a lot of free material available everywhere for you to learn these things. Okay. So if you are trying to make a choice, I can't do that for you. You have to weigh everything and make a decision. But what I'm even saying is that even if you decide to go and do your PGD and whatever, learn these things in addition to it. It will put you in a good position. All right. Dorothy, I'll just quickly address this. Please, sir, as a paramedic with little experience and interest in data analysis and presently upskilling in the field of data, how do you think my LinkedIn should look to appear professional and organized? When you're not sure, what I will say is that take people on your journey. All right. Everybody wants to form on LinkedIn like, oh, they have it all figured out. All right. Start talking about this thing. This is what I'm learning here. This is the thing I'm interested in. This is the dilemma I'm having. In the end, we're all human beings, and there are people who will relate to that. Or all right, they'll relate to all of us. We've all done. Do you want to? I've done architecture, carpentry. Now I'm running a staffing and recruitment agency. Can you see, like, all of us, we have our, you know, our Dafa Duka career journeys. All right. So don't put yourself under too much pressure concerning that. Just like, hey, this is what I've studied. These are the things I'm interested in. I'm still trying to make up my mind as to what I want, blah, 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 blah. This is all that kind of stuff. Do you get? So don't sweat it. All right. So does that address your question? Because there are many people who are going through the same things. You see, you talked about it now. See, Grace Smart gave thumbs up. Do you get? So there are a lot of people who can relate to this. Okay, a lot of people. So don't overthink it. Don't. I know on LinkedIn they're always doing, I'm happy to announce. I'm happy to announce. I'm happy to announce. Don't get intimidated by it. You're on your Esther is laughing. You're on your own journey. Be confident with it. Here's one of the things I tell people about LinkedIn, right? If you want to teach people on LinkedIn, you don't have to start thinking, oh, I need to teach people 10 that are 10 years behind me. Let's say, for example, what you've learned on this current call that we are on. Somebody that both of you are at the same level this morning. That means that by the end of this call, you've learned something that they don't know. Share it with them. Do you understand? We feel like we have to have this body of experience that you now become a guru before you can start to teach. No, it's just, okay, there's somebody who is 2 weeks behind you, 1 month behind you, 3 months behind you on the learning journey. And the problem with waiting till you've gotten 10 years experience is that you would have forgotten what it's like to be in year 1 of your journey or month 3 of your journey. So whatever you have to share is always valuable to somebody. Okay? Don't get caught up on likes and engagement, and maybe it's only your brother that will be liking your post. Don't care about that. Just, share what you think will be valuable to people. Things that you found valuable and you want to share with other people. All right? So, all right, guys. Wow. 47 extra minutes. So you guys, well done, everybody. Once again, thanks to everybody who shared their CVs. Like I said, I'll see what I can do. I will be trying to do this more and more, but let's see. I can't promise. We'll do our best. So I'll share the video in the WhatsApp group. When you have time, when you're washing your clothes this weekend or something, you can listen to it. I went into detail about it and all that, shared my journey about how I ended up where I am and all that. So I think I'll look for it and I'll share, and I'll do it now so that I don't forget. So you guys have a lovely weekend. Thanks for coming out, and then look forward to seeing you guys around. All the best to 2026.